The Red Sea has always been one of the most important waterways in the world. For thousands of years, it connected Africa, the Middle East, and Europe. From the Egyptians, to the Ottomans and the British Empire, every great power understood one fact. Whoever controls the Red Sea, controls the gateway between East and West. Today, that same story continues. The Red Sea has become a new battlefield of global powers. At the center of this struggle stands Eritrea, a small but strategic nation on the Horn of Africa, and the United Arab Emirates, a wealthy Gulf state with global ambitions. Why is this region so critical? The Red Sea links the Mediterranean to the Indian Ocean through the Suez Canal and the Bab el-Mandeb Strait. Around 10% of world trade flows through here. Oil, gas, and manufactured goods travel from Asia to Europe. A single disruption here can shake the global economy. This is why powers like the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Iran, the United States, and China are all racing for influence. Eritrea, though small and isolated for years, holds a priceless position. Its coastline stretches over 1,000 kilometers, directly across from Yemen. At its southern edge lies the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, a choke point so vital that even one stuck ship can cause chaos. The world saw this clearly during the 2021 Ever Given crisis in the Suez Canal. Whoever controls ports like Assab and Massawa gains leverage over this lifeline of trade. For many years, Eritrea lived in isolation under United Nations sanctions. Its government, led by President Isaias Afwerki, was accused of supporting armed groups. Sanctions blocked trade, slowed the economy, and kept Eritrea cut off. But this isolation later opened the door for a surprising partner, the UAE. The UAE, despite its small size, has built global influence with wealth and strategy. It invested billions into ports from Djibouti to Berbera, from Port Sudan to Egypt. Its goal is clear: dominate shipping routes, secure energy supplies, and expand political power. Eritrea fit perfectly into this plan. In 2015, when the Yemen war escalated, the UAE urgently needed a base near the battleground. Assab, a quiet Eritrean port, became the answer. The UAE transformed Assab into a modern military hub. Airstrips were built, the port was expanded, and warplanes and drones were stationed there. From Assab, the UAE launched direct operations into Yemen. Suddenly, Eritrea returned to the center of global geopolitics. For Eritrea's government, this partnership broke years of isolation. The UAE brought money, infrastructure, and international recognition. But for ordinary Eritreans, the benefits were limited. Many argue Eritrea became a tool in larger Gulf rivalries. Poverty continued, and thousands of youth fled the country to escape hardship and military conscription. Meanwhile, the Red Sea itself has turned into a heavily militarized zone. Almost every global power now has a presence here. Djibouti hosts bases from the US, France, Japan, and even China. Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Iran are also expanding their influence. Eritrea, with its long coastline, has joined this crowded chessboard. But militarization brings consequences. It creates tension without solving local problems. The Horn of Africa is already fragile with wars in Ethiopia, Sudan, and Somalia. Eritrea's role risks dragging it into conflicts it did not start. The UAE's Assab base was tied to the Yemen war, a war that produced one of the worst humanitarian crises in modern history. Eritrea's part in that war remains controversial. Yet the rivalry is not only about war, it is also about economics. The UAE's DP World, one of the world's largest port operators, is expanding across the Horn of Africa. By controlling ports and trade routes, the UAE aims to dominate logistics between Africa, the Middle East, and Asia. For Eritrea, this could bring opportunities, but also danger if not managed carefully. This is the great question. Can Eritrea truly benefit? History shows that small nations often become pawns in bigger struggles. The risk is clear. Eritrea could be used for military and political goals, while its people see little change. The Red Sea today reflects the shifting world order. The United States still seeks dominance. China is rising fast. Turkey and Iran compete for influence. Gulf states like the UAE and Saudi Arabia fight to secure their future. Eritrea, though small, stands in the middle of all this. Its location is both a blessing and a burden. The story of Eritrea and the UAE is more than a simple partnership. It is a symbol of how small nations can become central in global struggles. Eritrea's long and quiet coastline is now one of the most valuable pieces of land on Earth. The Red Sea is no longer just about trade, it has become a battlefield of politics, military power, and global ambition. As rivalries grow, one question remains. Will Eritrea use its position to create a better future for its people, or will it remain trapped between foreign powers? The answer will shape not only Eritrea's destiny, but also the future of the Red Sea itself.